Right, I am back with Amy again. My partner in crime.
Yes.
I was telling her that somebody asked me to look at this footage. It's Berlin in 1936 and it's to do with the Olympics. And Amy, what's the information you found out?
Well, the Second World War started in 1939, I believe September 1st of 1939, when Hitler invaded Poland. So that would have been 3 years before the war. The Olympics would have been 3 years before the war. But I know that it said Hitler made the opening speech, and I know that a man called Jesse Owens won the gold medal for the track, for the running, and I think Hitler was very mad about that because he wanted, probably either the Germans or somebody of an Aryan race with the blonde hair and blue eyes to win, because he was all about that Aryan race was superior type thing. And so Jesse Owens was a black man from America that won. So I know my dad was always fascinated by that, and I was just reading a little bit about it, and it said something that it really foiled Hitler's plans for the Olympics. So I didn't read about it, but that's what it was. I know my dad always just said he was so ticked off when Jesse Owens won that gold medal, because it went against everything that
Can I just
Hitler
say something,
Amy?
Amy? This footage is starting now, and there just seems a lot of swastikas. We weren't in the war then, but it looks like it's all military. It's a military Olympics.
Yes. Well, I think the Nazi Party came to power in 1933, so they were probably, because it was in Berlin, the Olympics, I guess they were trying to really push the whole Nazi agenda.
Well, they sure did in what we're going to watch.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
We're back to the pillars now. If everybody looks at any of this stonework, you can see writing all over it, and it just looks like writing in the background. Like, for instance, there is a J. Can you see the writing? It's on the walls, it's on the pillars. They don't seem to see it. Like, someone else would have had to have done that. That's made a video yesterday showing that there was writing on things.
Yes.
See, this is writing on here. It's weird. That one's a, what's this here? Like, I don't understand that. That one's square. Lots and lots of flags. Big Tartaria buildings. Red. It's all to match the Swastika flag.
Right.
Which is basically red. I think it must have, well, I don't know if it's got grey on it. They've got grey or green. I think it's green, some of their colouring. We'll see in a minute when it comes on.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, Hitler's talking now, but we don't hear what he says, because obviously I've slowed it down a bit and that takes the volume off.
Right.
Yeah, so they're looking around things, pictures and stuff. It's all sort of a bit gentry, like rich people, nice clothes.
Right.
Oh, it's got stuck there. Hang on, guys, the video's just got stuck for a second. Let's whiz it on. I didn't cut that bit out. I think there's another time it sticks as well. And move it on. Oh, there, it's moved on now. Is it moving on? Right, here we go. Now we're in the Olympics, which is all concrete, and it's absolutely jammed packed full of people, but I can't, when they show you someone's hand going in front, you can see that, and a person, but they're so blurry you can't work out. You can see a good flag there, whether that's real or not, but you can't make the people out. It's just a mass of people. So they're showing you a bit of the Olympics right now.
Yes. Yeah, I was looking at some pictures on Google of it, and like you said, it's just a massive amount
Amy,
of people.
can I ask you something now?
Can't make them out.
Was anybody
Yes.
anti going to this Olympics?
What's that, Karen?
Well, you know, we've had boycotts, haven't we? Was anybody didn't go? Did it say? Does it say? And certain countries didn't attend.
Not that I saw. I've never heard about that.
Because I can't believe that Britain went to this and didn't think, whoa, this is very military.
Right. I mean, obviously, you know, the Americans went because that Jesse Owens, who was, you know, American, won that gold medal. But, yeah, they might not have even noticed how military it was. But I guess, you know, with the Nazi party was in so much power at that time, if I remember correctly, that's why they had all the, you know, the Nazi flags or with the swastikas. And I saw people doing the Heil Hitler sign, you know, where they put their hand up, they raise it halfway up or however they did it. And
so it's happening on the video right now, though some of them have got their hands up.
Yeah, like,
there's no point me even trying at all to zoom into any of that. It's just so blurry. You'll see what I mean when it comes on. It's just not worth me having a go. It's just can't even work out if there's any people or whether there could be trees up there on those balconies. It's just also muddled together. But we're with, I think, Hitler on this balcony now.
Oh wow!
And then it's going to go into the flag bit in a minute. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what it means. Whether it's, you know, you don't. What goes around the streets then? Closing ceremony? I don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure. I know a lot of it would be the opening ceremony, but I guess that's right in the stadium or wherever they hold it.
Yeah, these ones go on the road.
Oh, that may
When I was telling you about it, all that's on the road.
Uh-huh.
It's not in the stadium. They've gone outside. They've gone through the roads, and the whole place has got flags, and we're going to get to it in a minute.
Well,
I think it's just after here.
I was reading about boycotting, and it said that there were movements to boycott the 1936 Berlin Olympics. There were movements in the United States, Great Britain, France, Sweden, Czechoslovakia, and the Netherlands, and they had a debate. The debate over the participation was most intense in the United States, which traditionally sent one of the largest.
Did they say why they're not going, Amy? Why they didn't want what the protest was about?
It didn't say what it was about, but I would imagine it was to do with the Nazi regime. Oh, it says after the Nazi seizure of power of Germany in 1933, the United States and other Western democracies began to question the morality of supporting the Olympic Games hosted by the regime. So, supporters of the boycott believed that it would represent an endorsement of Hitler's Reich, but the boycott ultimately failed following a heated nationwide debate in the United States. So yeah, so that was a good observation, Karen, that they're about the boycotts. I never really thought about that.
Well, I just wondered because it's so. Yeah. I mean, we're just getting into this footage with, you know, it doesn't quite look red, but you've seen pictures. It's red, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, that main colour is red. I mean, it looks a bit peachy because it's an old film, I suppose, or supposed to be. But it's quite decked out.
Yes.
And in a minute, we're going to see loads of swastikas and things. They look quite affluent, you know.
Yes.
It looks quite a rich place. Lots of sort of Tartaria, big buildings. I mean, you don't know whether those statues were put in for this because they're all on pillars.
Right.
Yeah, so we're coming to one of the arches. It's got some structure on top of it.
That was a good point about the boycotts, Karen. I never thought really about it. But,
well, I did, only because I mean, we haven't right now seen so many of them, but we will.
Right.
I mean, I said to Amy that when you see this lot of people, it looks like they've come out of the Wizard of Oz film. You know, they're that costumed.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
I'm not saying that things haven't changed or anything, but this lot look like they've come out of the film The Wizard of Oz sort of thing. But anyway, we're just going through the streets yet, so right, it's going to start now, and they've got all these flags up between the buildings. You know, they're like someone's thrown a toilet paper across next door and it's all hanging, but they're material. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right, here we start to go now into the flags. Not sure. They've got an eagle on. Look at those so you can't see it, Amy, but those Tartaria buildings, and most countries have these buildings.
Yes.
What a shame. I still just, you know, they're amazing, these buildings, but do you call them modern?
No.
Unless they've are petrified, and there's something on top of that building. I don't know what that is up there. Maybe they've petrified. Maybe they were crystal. I don't know. Maybe these buildings are petrified.
Yes, that could very well be.
Yeah, because things don't actually take that long to do that. But it may not be any of that. It's just. Do you think the buildings look... Why aren't they more modern? Like I said yesterday, 1800s, we've got a flip-up phone in your pocket. They just don't go together with what they're showing us, so...
I know.
Yeah. Well, we're back with the flags. Anyway, it's quite nice to watch it in the fact that we can see beautiful Berlin not bombed.
Yes.
It's quite nice, you know. The flags are up, they're hanging, like, now they've got a flag hanging, you know, like pieces of material hanging. Right, we're getting onto the flags now. All Tartaria buildings. Beautiful. It's quite pretty, it's a bit sort of, it's not Sahara Desert like, but sort of, because we've got all these hanging pieces of material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a bit, I mean, that's beautiful, whatever that is. Very decorated, building.
Well,
yeah. I know you can't see it, Amy. You have to wait, but it's got statues on it. It's very carved.
Oh.
We're being messaged. Anyway, yeah, there's the swastika starting, but it's going to get a bit more intense in a minute. Beautiful buildings.
Well.
Yeah. But now we know that this is all to do with whatever it is. It's all to do with their corporation, which we don't want to be anything a part of. We want to be human.
That's right.
Human is common law, is the supreme law. Anything else, Mr., Mrs., if you're called an Indian or an African or an English or a person, you're a corporation in their law.
That's right.
And Claudio said that the police actually have to run under common law, but they're not. They're running through corporation law, and they need to be told, because we don't have to then wear the mask then, because common law is different. Common law is the supreme law. But anyway, we're back with these. Yeah, so all it's starting now, and I say the people look like they've come out of Wizard of Oz or something. You know, they're all nice and neat, and this would have cost a lot of money.
Right.
You know, we were poor. We're probably in depressions. Oh, but for the Olympics, it's beautiful.
Right. Yeah, they find the money for what they want it for, or whatever.
Maybe, I just don't know even if any of this is true or right. But anyway, we've got like knights, you know, like Lady of the Lake time. You know, Arthur.
Oh, wow.
They're dressed up with some tapestries going past. But this red colour, a lot of red colour. They're grey on those ones.
Yes.
You know, this is 1936. It's quite a good parade. It's better than what we get today.
Right.
Because all the horses are matching, all the colours are matching, and then I can't work out whether it's silver or gold, but it's probably silver, I think. You know, a lot of the statues, there's these silver statues in the parade, so it looks quite nice, you know. Lots of statues up, big buildings, 1936. Yeah. Those ones have got red and grey dresses on, and they're damsels.
Oh, wow.
And then comes their statues on the back of the horses.
Wow.
Some of it looks quite beautiful, to be honest, and I mean, if this is all matching, like, wow, it would have cost a fortune with all those flags. And we haven't even done all the flags yet. There you go, everything's going to start to be swastikas now, on everything.
Right.
We don't know if they've made these things for us, do we? The two eagles there on those flags, they've got eagles on. But it's very military, considering this is a couple of years before. Why would they want the swastika on there?
I know.
On your regime.
What's that, Karen?
A new regime.
Yes.
We've got some children now. There's some children on there.
Oh.
Look, some gold and silver. Well, you know, it's goodies. Looks like a chest of goodies. I don't know what that is. I think it's silver. It's just a statue. I can't. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's so much nicer put together than the ones we get today. This was 1936.
It seems like a lot of things were
better. It looks like a cast of a film I've ridden through. You know, we're just on the way to meet the wizard.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where they are now, but I did notice some numbers again in this, but I'm not sure if we've come across them yet. I can't remember now. I was looking at other things. These ones have got like Hercules. You know, he has those sort of wings on the side of his head. There's one side. Yeah. These have got those on their head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can't say that everybody's smiling and happy, though. They're just trying to get through it, I think, whatever's going on here. But it's quite nice to see all the colours matching. You know, this would have cost a fortune because there's flags everywhere. And they've painted everywhere red.
Yes.
Or put material over it. You know, more flags.
Wow.
And then the clothes are red and grey and it all, yeah.
They really did it up.
They're always showing us lots of people, though. You know, like the stadium was absolutely cram-packed full of people. And now the streets are cram-packed full of people.
I know.
There's the Olympic sign down there. The trams are up. You can see all those wires.
Wow.
This one, I don't know what it is. Maybe other people know, but they like cities or cathedrals or like, yeah. There's a lion there, but it's got a bow wherever that is.
Wow.
It's just quite an amazing sort of... yeah.
Yes. I was just going to say, it really sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's got a couple of... it's got Berlin 36 and Olympic on it. I should have put Olympics, Amy, but we'll leave it as Olympic because that's what it's about. It is Olympic.
Yes.
But we look now it now looks like the whole of Germany is like a castle with all flags flying, but it's swastikas. Quite amazed that they're so into that in 1936, but you can see why people wanted to boycott it then.
Yes, that's right.
But you know what? Our history is a lie, so you never Oh, there's a parrot going across there. You never actually know what the real truth is.
I know.
We'll never know now. Well, there'll be the odd person who's got a parent or a grandparent left, but hardly anybody will ever be. We could have just made these all up for us. Just wonder where. I just don't know.
I know that my two great uncles, and they fought in the war in World War.
Yeah, I had. My mum told me stories of her uncles in the Second World War.
Normandy. Yes, and my daughter actually interviewed my uncles because she had a school project, and you had to interview somebody, you know, that had been through a historical event.
Wow.
And so the two brothers, it was very nice. They
Sorry, Amy, I like what's passing in front. There were some cherubs round, like it's like a waterfall, but it's white and it's not working. Now these ones have got white hair on, like they've got the wigs on now. The wig people, but all their shoes match.
Oh wow!
And now come the wig people, but these ones are sort of like lord and lady type.
Yes.
And now come, now come some black people with them like a marge. I can't say it now. What is it when they carry the people? A marge. I can't say it.
Oh. They're carrying the people.
It was carrying that person. Yeah. Now comes a horse. I think it's quite tastefully done. It's just unfortunate it's got sort of mixed in with soldiers, which we'll see in a minute.
Right.
Because you could pretend that you're with the Round Knights now at the moment, and that harp's coming now.
Wow.
I don't know what they mean. They obviously mean things, don't they?
Yes.
With some cherubs on it.
Yeah.
Goddess head.
Well, I know Hitler was into
goddesses now.
He wanted to have the German people go back to being involved or, you know, interested in the German gods and goddesses before, you know, Christianity, you know, became their religion. He wanted them to stop naming their children German, I mean not German, but like they would name their children.
So just to say, Amy, this is where all the sort of eagles and swastikas start really happening now.
Oh wow.
Well, we've gone by. Oh, where are they? I saw the loads of them. They're coming. We just have to wait for the best bit at the end.
Yes, that's for last.
What I mean is, wherever you're being shown, you know, maybe it's like having the Union Jack on it, but the swastika was a flag.
Right.
So the only reason it's red is because it's on the it's the background of the swastika.
Right.
Right, comes a big eagle. Obviously, the eagle is the other part of the Nazi thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, big eagles going past. Now that could be gold, that one.
Wow.
Now, not being horrible, but this looks like a bunch, because don't forget we're at the Olympics and it's all different cultures. That looks like obviously some Middle Eastern ladies there all in black, but we only see the back of them. They're not showing us them. They've gone past. Oh, but we're looking at like whatever it is on a not cherubs, but whatever they are on something. Like here come the shags. Now look, it's quite like starting to be more, yeah. But we do know that the swastika is not a bad sign. It's just been used badly.
Right. Yeah, you can take anything and make it used bad.
But you know what? They're into astrology. They've lied to us, and maybe it's all part to do with that. And that's a bit like Ezekiel's wheel with what's his name? With the portals.
Claudio.
No, Portals. The book. It's a book.
Oh.
It should be in the Bible, this book, but they haven't put him in. You know, he sees the portals.
Enoch.
That's it, Enoch. Oh gosh, that went. I'm so tired, Amy. It went out of my mind.
I know you are. I know.
Yeah.
I've been busy making videos.
It's sort of. I don't know what that is. I think that's a gun. That guy got another tap. Salzburg is just going past.
Yeah, I think that's from Austria, Salzburg.
They just look like they're a film set. Like we're
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it's got stuck. Here we go, it's moving again. Now, there's a knight in some crystals.
Yes.
I think I'd have felt quite threatened with all those swastikas and soldiers, because at the end of this, with all the people walking through, comes the soldiers. There's a bridge going past, a suspension bridge.
Wow.
But that would have been more like, you know, the first suspension bridge was that pier in Brighton, but that was half a suspension bridge, and that was a whole one. Right, look at those pillars. Pillars. Well, let's go back to that again. Hang on. Look at that. All these pillars and all those flags in the middle. Short pillars, but there's pillars going around the flags. It's about, say, 20, 30 flags in the middle of swastikas.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw in Google when I was looking at.
And now we're getting military, and now we're coming to the end of the video. Amy, is there anything you want to say? We've got like 1 minute left.
Oh, well, just thank you for sharing this, Karen. It's very fascinating.
Swastikas.
I can't wait to see it, and yeah, thank you so much.
I just don't
for
understand why
it.
these people are part of the Olympics.
Right.
You know, if you came to our Olympics and the army are out in front of it, you'd
Oh, I know.
Obviously, they wanted to show their might, didn't they? Supposedly, that's what they've told us, but we can't say any of this is true. Anyway, this is quite interesting. We're back on the tights. It's revolving around. You'll have to wait to see it, Amy, but there's about...
Yes.
There's about... Oh, I don't know how many legs there are, but they're going round and round, and she's got slippers on and shoes on. Obviously, different coloured tights, but that's basically the end of the video now. So thanks very much, Amy.
Oh, thank you, Karen, for including me. Can't wait to watch it.
Thank you, and thank you for finding out that information as well.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you brought it up. I learned something that I never really thought about before. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're good, Karen. Thank you.